Guys, I'm back. I skipped a season of vlogging, but after all, it's season 30 of Survivor. I can't miss this one. So, just finished watching the premiere. 90 minutes of exciting stuff and promising things ahead. Yeah, I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about it. I mean, white collar, blue collar, no collar. It reminds me a lot of brains versus brawn versus beauty. And the beginning is very, very similar when the three tribes come in and they're on their three different mats, and Jeff tells them what box they're in, what label they're under, what category they fit in. And like clockwork, he throws them a bone and they just grab it and really, take on these identities that they've just been given, whether or not they're accurate. And I'm not always a fan of that. I feel like it's really categorizing people and almost like encouraging them to play a certain role. And I mean, funnily enough, they just jump right in, and you hear them. I don't know how much they're prompted or not, or if it's just that mental stimulus of, oh hey, you're a blue collar, you work hard, you follow the rules, you're hands on, so like they embody that, or you're a no collar and you're a free spirit, la di da. It's interesting to see that, and I'm excited to see people break away from that. We'll see how it goes. But this first episode basically started off with Jeff asking each tribe to pick two leaders, two people to make a big decision, right? And Max has it right. Anyone knows on Survivor that's almost never a good thing, even if that means that you have access to an immunity idol clue. It's still not a good thing that soon, that early into the game. So that gave me like some major props. Um, that made me give some major props to Max, who is currently one of my top contestants. If I have to pick one off the bat. So step two is the honesty versus deceit dilemma, and I mean, if you look at it, it's a no-brainer. Like, that bag of rice under deceit is this small. Like, there's no way that you can come back to camp and explain that and have anyone believe you, that you didn't pick the one that gave you an advantage in some shape or form. So, I mean, it was obvious to me that the right decision was to pick honesty. And of course, here we are again, falling into these buckets. You've got your no collar tribe. Of course, they're gonna pick honesty. You've got your blue collar tribe. They think about it for a second, but then they eventually make the right decision. And then your white collar are painted as like these evil corporate, self-serving whatevers, and they pick the deceit and think that they're gonna, find some kind of lie that's gonna be believed. And I mean, if they were around really dumb people, then maybe, but their tribe was pretty perceptive. Carolyn seems very perceptive to me, and it was obvious that by picking the deceit, they were making a big mistake. And by they, I mean Joaquin and So. And I liked So. I had hopes for her at the beginning, and I think that her biggest mistake was being swayed by Joaquin, because I think she would have probably picked honesty if she had trusted her instincts. So that that was a mistake. Um, Next, really, you just see them as a tribe, their first day, building shelter, starting a fire, all of these, typical Survivor first steps. And right on cue, all the other tribes manage to start a fire without Flint, but our white collar tribe fails. And it's interesting. I mean, I feel like if I knew I were going on Survivor, I would learn how to make a fire without any help, without Flint, or whatever. I mean, it just seems like the basic rule to at least try it out. I mean, I live in New York. There aren't that many places they can just go out and try to build a fire, but I would figure it out. I'd figure it out. Um, then we have our immunity challenge, a nice, good, full, long immunity challenge with obstacles and puzzles. And the big decision in this immunity challenge is which puzzle to pick. You get to pick a puzzle, one with 5 pieces that is more bigger picture, maybe more difficult to solve at first. One with 10 pieces, which is a visual puzzle. Need to have certain skill, might take you a little bit longer to figure it out, but still only 10 pieces. Or the straightforward but 50-piece puzzle. It seems obvious that like 50 pieces would not be the right one to pick. You know, if you're too concerned about not seeing the bigger picture, like I would have gone with a 10 piece for sure. Although I do understand, I was debating this with my boyfriend as we were watching this. Um, I understand the value of picking the 50-piece puzzle because it is your first challenge. Maybe you want to just get out of your head, you know, not have to focus on the visual or the big picture and just go for the straightforward. So it's just kind of blind, okay, I figured this out. Just be patient and do it. But it did not prove useful to the white collar tribe who, again, somehow, you know, stupidly picks that 50-piece puzzle and then just still gets stuck in their head. Sharon still got stuck in her head and couldn't resolve it. So that was very costly to that tribe. And then, of course, we've got our scramble and our first tribal council, which was definitely full of drama and exciting to watch. I mean, they just laid it all out on the table. No gloves, no strategy there. You know, just threw So and Joaquin under the bus there, let them know that they knew exactly what was going on. Um, Carolyn I mean, yeah, it was just everyone was airing out their dirty laundry, which was a great watch. But you know what? It was I had a hard read on Tyler. I don't know if it was the editing, but I wasn't sure which way he was gonna go and whether he wanted to flesh out the idol that Carolyn had found. Which, by the way, great find. I like this Carolyn. She seems perceptive and ingenious. I like her. She may not be my favorite, but I think that they made the right decision to vote out. So she made a mistake, and even though I think she could have been a decent player, she just made way too many mistakes in those first 3 days. And Jeff was clearly pleased at Tribal Council, so that's always nice to watch, see him flash those dimples. So yeah, if I go through the contestants and pick out my early favorites, I would say Max is my number one from the White Collar Tribe. That's easy to say because the White Collar Tribe is obviously the one that we saw the most tonight. I also like Jen and Joe on the No Collar Tribe, although Jen really did not handle crazy Vince very well. Vince did not score any brownie points with me. I mean, he was already going crazy on day one and like getting possessive, not even strategically, but just in his heart, in his attraction to Jen, and that's just a bad Survivor move. So Jen and Joe for now on the No Collar Tribe, and then on the Blue Collar Tribe, hard to pick a favorite, but I don't know. I got a good vibe from Kelly, um, but we really didn't see her much, so I would say that's just quick instinct. We'll see. Don't hold me to it. As for the big no-nos of the tribes, Vince, of course, on the No Collar Tribe, big no-no. I mean, he's not going to go far. I think that Dan, the big guy in the Blue Collar Tribe, I mean, just the way that he was talking to his fellow tribe mates was just appalling. And then he goes, you know, whine to whine and says that whatever he does is being received badly. But yeah, it's his mistake. Sorry, Betty. And then, of course, Joaquin in our White Collar Tribe, who is the one who jumped towards that deceit option, and I don't think he's in this game for very long either. What about you guys? Like, what did you think of this first episode? How do you like the tribe split? Who are your favorites? I look forward to vlogging again this season, vlogging, and reading your comments. I will be out of town these next 2 weeks, so I'll try and figure some way to watch and send in my comments, but I may not be as timely as always. So I appreciate your patience, but glad to be back, and I'll see you guys soon.